So, how does a book of rules become a massive global bestseller in an age where, let's be honest, most of us hate being told what to do? It's a great question, right? Well, today we're going to dive into the core ideas behind Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life and try to figure out what it is about this philosophy that resonated with so many people. Right from the get-go, the book hits on the central tension we all feel. On one hand, we want total freedom, right? No constraints. But on the other, we kind of have this gut feeling that a life with zero rules, well, that could be a total disaster. And that's the paradox we're really going to dig into here. So, what's with the intense reaction to a book of rules? I mean, really? Well, the argument here is that even though we say we don't like them, deep down, we're all kind of looking for a map, some sort of guide to help us navigate this incredibly complicated thing we call life. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This internal tug of war, it's not just you or me. It's pretty much a universal human thing. We want to be free, but we also crave a path, some structure. And it seems like this is the fundamental need that the book really taps into. All right, so to even begin to find that path, the book lays out these two massive fundamental principles that it argues make up the very fabric of reality itself, and those are chaos and order. Okay, let's break this down. On one side, you've got order. This is the world you know. It's your home, your routine, the traditions you grew up with. It's predictable, it's safe. But then, on the other side, you've got chaos. Chaos is the great unknown. It's that unexpected territory where anything can happen. It's where you find incredible potential for growth, but also, real danger. And you know what? This isn't some brand new idea. Not at all. It's an ancient concept, and you've probably seen it before. It's perfectly captured in that classic Taoist symbol of yin and yang. You know the one, two opposing forces that make up reality, held together in this beautiful, eternal dance. So the ideal path, what the Taoists actually called the way, it's not about choosing a side. It's not about picking order or chaos. It's all about finding that sweet spot, walking that fine line right down the middle between the stability you get from order and all that amazing potential that's waiting in chaos. Okay, so ancient philosophy, yin and yang. How does any of this apply to us right here, right now? Well, to ground these really big, abstract ideas, the book takes a pretty wild turn, straight into marine biology. Yep, we're going to talk about lobsters. Turns out their ancient nervous system has a lot to tell us about our own. Check out this feedback loop. It's pretty fascinating. When a lobster wins a fight, its brain gets flooded with serotonin. And that chemical change literally changes its posture. It stands up taller, looks more confident. And because it looks more confident, guess what? It's more likely to win the next fight. It's this upward spiral. And of course, the exact opposite happens to a lobster that loses. And this little lobster example, it illustrates a huge point in the book. Dominance hierarchies, they're not some recent human invention. They're an ancient, fundamental part of nature. We're talking hardwired into biology for hundreds of millions of years. And that really challenges the idea that every hierarchy is just something we made up, a social construct. Now, this natural tendency towards hierarchy leads to something that can feel, well, pretty brutal. It's a principle known as Price's Law. And what it basically says is that in almost any field, a very small number of people will produce the vast majority of the stuff. Think about it. A handful of scientists publish most of the papers. A few composers write most of the classical music we still listen to. A tiny percentage of authors sell almost all the books. You see this pattern of unequal distribution literally everywhere. Okay, so we're stuck between chaos and order, and we live in a world with these natural hierarchies. So where does that leave us? Well, according to the book, it presents us with a really fundamental moral choice. And the whole thing is framed by this incredibly direct and I think really relatable question. What do you do when you just don't know what to do? When you're lost? When the path forward is a total fog? What's your North Star? And the answer the book gives is, well, it's simple on the surface, but it's incredibly profound. Tell the truth, or at the very least, don't lie. The idea is that your number one tool for navigating the chaos, for getting through the unknown, is truth. It's about speaking and acting in a way that aligns with what you genuinely believe. So this sets up a choice between two very different paths. On one hand, you have the path of expedience. That's all about using shortcuts, maybe little white lies, to get what you want in the short term. But then there's the path of meaning. And that's about sticking with the truth even when it's hard, because you're aiming for a much better, more solid future in the long run. And it all boils down to this one piece of really direct, actionable advice. Do what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Choose the path that lines up with your deeper values, not just the one that offers the quick and easy payoff.
Okay, let's get to our final concept. And this one is a really powerful call to action. It's a metaphor that beautifully ties everything we've talked about. The lobsters, chaos, order, meaning, it pulls it all together.
Remember that feedback loop with the lobsters? Well, this is where it all comes back. Standing up straight is presented as both a physical and a metaphysical thing. It's not just about your posture. It's about embodying a totally different attitude towards life's challenges. And the wild thing is, that attitude can actually change your brain chemistry. So what on earth does it mean to voluntarily accept the burden of being? It sounds heavy, but it's really about choosing to face difficulty head-on, willingly, instead of running and hiding from it. And when you do that, your entire nervous system reacts differently. You stop bracing for a total catastrophe, and instead, you see yourself as rising to meet a challenge you can handle. I think a perfect example of this is something like skateboarding. I mean, look at these kids. Their goal isn't to be safe, right? Their goal is to get good, to become competent. They are willingly, voluntarily facing danger and the unknown, over and over again, to build up their strength and their skill. And that, right there, brings us to the absolute core of the argument. That true meaning in life, it's not found in being comfortable or staying safe. It's found in the voluntary acceptance of responsibility. So the book kind of leaves us with this one final, provocative thought. What responsibility are you willing to take on to make your life meaningful?